Hello all, welcome to Unix Officer channel. I am Dr. Athira and I will be teaching you important topics of biology which are repeatedly asked in UPSC and other central exam. If you haven't subscribed this channel, then please do subscribe this channel. In today's episode, we are going to discuss some important MCQs. First question is, which among the following helps in circulation of blood? Option A, lymphocytes. Option B, monocytes. Option C, erythrocytes. Option D, blood platelets. And option E, none of the above or more than one of the above. So this question is based on the topic of blood and its components. So let's discuss some important points regarding blood. This blood comprises around 10% of the total human body weight. And blood in turn consists of plasma and formed elements. The plasma forms around 55% of blood and formed elements forms around 45% of blood. These formed elements are RBCs or erythrocytes, WBCs or leukocytes and blood platelets. These WBCs or leukocytes are lymphocytes, monocytes, neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. And all these leukocytes, their function is to provide protection against certain specific diseases. Then there are RBCs or erythrocytes and they contain hemoglobin which binds to oxygen and thus they help in transportation of oxygen to different parts of the body. And then there are platelets and their function is to help in coagulation and clotting and thereby to prevent bleeding. So our question was, which among the following helps in circulation of blood? And the answer is option C, erythrocytes or RBCs. As I have already said, they contain hemoglobin which binds to oxygen and they helps in circulation of blood and oxygen. Now coming to the next question. The function of hemoglobin in body is option A, transport of oxygen, option B, destruction of bacteria, option C, prevention of anemia, and option D, utilization of iron. So the answer to this question is option A, transport of oxygen. Hemoglobin is found in RBCs and the function of the RBCs is transport of oxygen. So the answer is option A. Then this destruction of bacteria, that is option B, it is a function of WBCs or leukocytes. Now coming to the next question. Which of the following natural substances contain iron? Option A, chlorophyll, option B, collagen, option C, keratin, and option D, myoglobin. So let's look into each of the options one by one. So the first one is option A, chlorophyll. It contains element magnesium. This chlorophyll is a plant pigment which imparts the green color to plants and it helps in photosynthesis. Then option B, collagen. Collagen is an animal protein and it is present in bones, cartilage and skin and other connective tissue. And option C is keratin. Keratin is also a protein and it is found abundantly in hair, skin and nails. And the option D is myoglobin. Myoglobin contains element iron and it is an oxygen binding protein and it is found in cardiac and skeletal muscles. So the question was, which of the following contains iron? And the answer is option D, myoglobin. Now coming to the next question. In which of the following creatures hemoglobin is dissolved in the plasma? Option A, frog, option B, fish, option C, human, and option D, earthworm. So among all these four options, the three that are frog, fish and human, these three are vertebrates, whereas option D, earthworm, is an invertebrate. As you all know, vertebrates are higher in the order of evolution and so they have a well-developed circulatory system consisting of a heart and blood will be flowing only through well-developed vessels, blood vessels. Whereas earthworm, being an invertebrate, they have an open circulatory system and in them blood will be flowing freely through cavities and they lack blood vessels. So in earthworm, hemoglobin will be found dissolved in the plasma as they have an open circulatory system. So the answer is option D, earthworm. Whereas in all the other vertebrates, the hemoglobin is found usually inside the RBCs or erythrocytes. Now coming to the next question. The next question is an assertion reasoning type. So let's look into the assertion. The assertion given is people with AB blood groups are universal recipients. So this is a assertion based on the topic of blood groups. So let's discuss about the blood groups. In people with A blood group, they have A antigen on the RBCs and they will be having antibodies against B antigen in their plasma. Whereas people with B blood group, they will be having B antigen on the RBCs and they will have antibodies against A blood group, A antigen in their plasma. And whereas people with AB blood group, in them they're having both A and B antigen on their RBCs and they're having no antibodies in the plasma. So in these patients, they can act as universal recipients as they can receive any blood group, and since they do not have any antibodies in their plasma, there is no risk of agglutination in them. So the option, the assertion given is true. That's a correct statement. Now let's look into the reason. The reason given is red blood cells of blood group AB has no antigen and so agglutination does not occur with any other blood group. So this is wrong. As I already said, people with AB and AB blood group, they have both A antigen as well as B antigen on their RBCs, and in them agglutination does not occur because their plasma does not have any antibodies against these antigens. So the reason given is wrong. So the correct option is option C, assertion is true whereas reason is false. So that's all about today's video. Hope you all have understood the MCQs discussed today. If you have any queries, you can type it in the comment box below. And let's meet in the next video with the next topic. So thank you guys.